My dear one, you've carried so much in your heart and mind. And perhaps right now, it feels like the weight of the world is pressing gently, yet constantly, on your shoulders. Maybe there's a quiet restlessness within you, a sense that no matter how much you try to relax, a certain part of your mind keeps spinning, not loud, not overwhelming, but ever present. A little voice that keeps circling the same thoughts, the same worries, the same stories. I want you to know something very important. You are not broken. There is nothing wrong with you for feeling this way. These spinning thoughts, these mental patterns, are simply your mind's way of asking for your loving attention. We all go through times where our thoughts seem stuck on repeat. You might try to distract yourself, to push through the day, to ignore the noise, but it's still there when things quiet down. In those still moments, it returns. That loop, going over what went wrong, what might happen, or how to fix what you can't control. It's exhausting, but there is a soft, loving path forward, one that doesn't involve fighting the mind, but instead involves gently sitting with it, understanding it, and slowly loosening the tight grip of those repeated patterns. You are safe here. You are in a space where healing is possible, where peace is welcome, and where you can breathe freely again. Thought loops are not your enemy. They are not trying to hurt you. They are simply old habits of the mind. They come from fear, from pain, from the need to feel secure. The mind thinks that if it just keeps repeating something long enough, it will solve it, fix it, or somehow feel in control. But the truth is, peace does not come from solving everything. Peace comes from releasing the need to solve what is beyond your control. You do not need to know all the answers right now. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you are meant to be for healing to begin. Now take a deep breath with me. Just breathe in gently and let it go. Allow that breath to be a signal to your body and mind. It's okay to soften. It's okay to slow down. In this moment, you are safe to rest. You are allowed to feel what you feel without needing to fix it. There is wisdom in your awareness. The very fact that you can witness your thoughts means you are not lost inside of them. You are the loving presence behind the thoughts, and you can choose a new way to speak to yourself. The mind loops because it's afraid, but love dissolves fear. And you, my dear, are full of love, love that has been buried under stories and worries, but love nonetheless. That love is your natural state. It may feel far away now, but it is not gone. It is still here, still waiting for your embrace. You can return to it little by little, with kindness, with patience, and with willingness. The willingness to say, I don't have to stay stuck. I am open to peace. Let's take a gentle look at what these thought loops really are. They often come disguised as worry, judgment, regret, or planning. Maybe a phrase keeps repeating like a song stuck in your head. Maybe you're rehearsing conversations that never happened, or replaying ones that already did. These are the mind's old tricks, and they often appear when we are tired, uncertain, or hurting. The loops pretend to be helpful. They pretend to offer control, but they rarely bring peace. Have you ever noticed how tiring it is to think the same thought over and over again? How it drains your energy, even if you haven't moved your body at all? That's because your thoughts are powerful. Each one carries energy. When we repeat the same thought, it builds momentum. Just like spinning a wheel again and again, we create a groove in our mind that becomes harder to stop. But just because something has momentum doesn't mean it is permanent. Even a fast-moving train eventually slows down if it's no longer fueled. Your mind works the same way. With gentleness and awareness, we can slow the pattern. We can pause the loop. We can introduce a new thought, a softer thought, one rooted in love. You don't need to force your way out of these loops. In fact, the more you push, the tighter they cling. Instead, try softening. Just become aware. Notice when you're caught in the pattern. And when you do, place a hand on your heart, if that feels comforting. Whisper to yourself, "It's okay. I see you. You don't need to protect me anymore." Speak to your thoughts as if they were frightened children, because in many ways, that's what they are. They are old voices echoing from the past, trying to keep you safe. But you are wiser now. You can choose a different way. Sometimes these loops come with strong emotions, maybe sadness, maybe fear, maybe anger, and that's okay too. Let the feelings come and go like waves. You are the shore, steady and grounded, no matter how high the wave may rise. Feelings are not dangerous. They are signals, and when we stop running from them, we can hear their wisdom. The loop may be saying, "I'm afraid I'll be hurt again." You can answer with love, "I will take care of you now." The body listens to the mind. When thoughts repeat, the body tenses, the breath shortens, and the heart can feel heavy. So we must speak to the body too. Let it know we are safe. Stretch your shoulders, unclench your jaw, release the grip in your hands. Breathe deeply again. Let each breath tell your nervous system, we are safe, we are home. This is the beginning of returning to peace, not by changing everything around you, but by changing how you speak within. And as we become more aware of these patterns, we can start to make space between the thought and the reaction. That space is everything. In that space, you can choose again. You can say, "I no longer believe that thought serves me. I am willing to think something kinder." This doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means offering yourself a path back to love, even in the middle of uncertainty. There is great power in the willingness to think differently. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't need to know how the story ends. All you need is the courage to pause, the patience to breathe, and the trust to choose again. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who hears them, and that means you can also choose new ones. Thoughts that uplift, thoughts that heal, thoughts that bring peace instead of pain. Affirm now with me if you feel ready. I am willing to release thoughts that do not bring me peace. I choose to speak to myself with kindness and love. Let these words land softly in your heart. Let them become a new song in your mind, one that plays gently and lovingly, guiding you back to who you truly are. As we continue this journey, remember, the loops may still appear, but now you have something greater. You have awareness, you have love, and you have the choice to return to peace. Over and over again, with gentleness, with grace, and with deep compassion. You are doing beautifully simply by being here, open and willing. The path to freedom begins with this moment. Let's take the next step together. The body feels everything the mind believes. Even when the words are silent, the body listens closely. It feels the worry when a thought says, "What if something goes wrong?" It tightens when the mind whispers, "You're not doing enough." It holds tension, even if we don't realize it. So often we wonder why we feel tired, heavy, or anxious, when the body is simply carrying the weight of a thought repeated too many times. Every thought sends a signal through your body. If the thought is kind and gentle, the body softens, the breath deepens, the chest opens. But if the thought is harsh, fearful, or judgmental, the body reacts as if it's in danger. The shoulders rise, the stomach clenches, the jaw tightens. We might call it stress or fatigue, but underneath it, a story is playing, quietly, repetitively. That's why awareness is the first step to healing. When we become aware of how our thoughts affect our physical being, we can begin to choose differently, not from fear, but from love. You don't need to push the thoughts away. You don't need to silence your mind. Just begin by noticing how certain thoughts feel. Sit for a moment and ask yourself gently, where do I feel this thought in my body? There's no right or wrong answer. Maybe it's in your chest, your throat, your stomach. Simply notice with loving attention. There's something very healing about turning toward the body with kindness. Instead of trying to escape the discomfort, we become curious, not in a harsh or analytical way, but in a soft, compassionate way. The body doesn't lie. It always tells us how we're treating ourselves, not just with actions, but with thoughts. When thought loops are present, the body often holds on too. So we can help the process along by soothing the body first. You might gently stretch your arms, roll your neck, place a warm hand over your heart. You could say softly, "You are safe now. I'm listening." These small acts of tenderness speak louder than any loud correction. The body calms when it feels held. And as the body begins to trust this safety, the mind softens too. The loop doesn't feel so urgent. The repetition loses its grip. A window opens, and in that space, we can hear something new, something loving, something real. Peace begins to take root in the nervous system, not just as an idea, but as a felt experience. Sometimes the thoughts we repeat are old echoes from childhood, beliefs that were given to us before we had the tools to choose. They might sound like, "I'm not enough," or "I must be perfect," or "if I don't fix this, something bad will happen." But those beliefs are not who you are. They are outdated programs, and you have the power to update them. Not all at once, not with force, but with consistency, gentleness, and love. Try saying this quietly to yourself. I am safe to feel. I am safe to soften. I listen to my body and I choose peace. Notice how your body responds. Maybe it sighs. Maybe a tear rises. Maybe there's stillness. All are signs that healing is taking place. It's okay if it's slow. It's okay if it takes time. You are creating a new pattern, one that nurtures rather than depletes. Now let's look deeper. These thought loops don't happen for no reason. They often return because something inside us feels unresolved. A feeling that wants to be seen, a need that hasn't been met, a story that never had a peaceful ending. Rather than seeing the loops as problems, what if we viewed them as invitations? Gentle messengers knocking on the door of our awareness. When a thought returns again and again, it's not trying to hurt us. It's trying to be heard, to be acknowledged. Sometimes the loop is a fear saying, "Please protect me." Sometimes it's guilt asking, "Am I forgiven?" Sometimes it's a memory that wasn't allowed to be felt fully. If we stop trying to escape these voices and instead welcome them with loving curiosity, something beautiful happens. The energy begins to move. The tightness begins to release. The story begins to shift. You can try a simple practice. When you notice a recurring thought, ask gently, "What are you trying to tell me?" Then sit in stillness and listen, not with judgment, but with openness. Write down what arises if you'd like. Let the thought speak. Let it finish its sentence. Often, when we allow the loop to complete its message, it softens and begins to dissolve. It may feel strange at first. We're not used to giving our inner voices room to speak. But when we do, we transform fear into understanding, and that understanding becomes freedom. You don't need to agree with the thought. You just need to listen with compassion. Sometimes that's all a part of you ever wanted, to be heard without being fixed. Think of these loops as well-meaning protectors who forgot you've grown. They're trying to guard an old wound. But you are not the same person you were when that wound was made. You have more wisdom now. You have more strength. And you have the power to comfort yourself in ways no one else ever could. You might try speaking aloud, softly. Dear thought, I hear you. Thank you for trying to keep me safe, but I choose a new way now. I choose peace. Speak these words as often as you like. Let them become part of your rhythm, like a lullaby for your heart. Now let's begin to change the way we speak inside. So much of our inner world is shaped by how we talk to ourselves. If our inner voice is harsh or critical, the loops grow stronger. But if our inner voice becomes soft, loving, and kind, the loops begin to fade. We cannot bully ourselves into peace. We must love ourselves there. One way to begin is with affirmations, not forced, not fake, but chosen with care. Choose words that feel like a gentle hug, words that feel like truth wrapped in kindness. For example, I am learning to be kind to my mind, or I speak to myself the way I would speak to someone I love. These phrases may seem simple, but when repeated with intention, they begin to rewire old beliefs. You might use mirror work here. Stand in front of a mirror, look into your own eyes, and say your chosen affirmation. At first, it may feel uncomfortable, but keep going. With each repetition, you are planting a new seed, a seed of love, a seed of trust, a seed of peace. And know this, you don't have to believe the affirmation right away. Belief comes with repetition. All that's required is willingness, willingness to think a new thought. That willingness is the doorway to healing. Be mindful of the tone you use with yourself. If you notice a critical thought, you can pause and ask, would I say this to someone I love? If not, then you can choose again. You can say, that thought is not helpful. I choose a softer one. You don't have to battle with the mind. You can gently guide it, like a loving parent guides a child. The more often you choose loving thoughts, the easier it becomes. At first, it may feel like swimming upstream, but with time, the current shifts, the old loops weaken, and new pathways form. These new thoughts become your inner sanctuary, where peace lives, where love speaks, where joy begins again. You deserve to think thoughts that support your healing. You deserve to feel safe within your own mind, and you are allowed to take as much time as you need. There is no rush. There is only love, and love waits patiently. As we continue on this path, let us affirm, each day I choose thoughts that heal. My inner voice is kind, gentle, and loving. I trust my mind to return to peace. Let these words live inside you like a light. Let them echo through your day. The loops may come and go, but your new voice, the voice of love, can always lead you home. There is something very powerful about learning how to pause, not a pause out of fear or confusion, but a gentle, sacred pause that says, I hear what my mind is saying, but I choose to come back to the present. This kind of pause is not a rejection of the thought. It is a gift to your spirit. When thought loops build momentum, it often feels like a train that won't stop. But even the fastest train can slow down, and so can the mind. The pause is a doorway. It allows space to enter. It allows breath. When we interrupt a looping thought with a conscious breath, something shifts. We are no longer trapped in the thought. We are observing it from a place of peace. You can try this anytime. Stop what you're doing, place your feet gently on the floor, and take a slow, full breath in. Then let it go all the way. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel the life inside you. This is the power of the present moment. Sometimes all we need is 3 deep breaths to shift the energy. The breath is our best friend. It lives with us, moves through us, and is always available. The next time your mind begins to spiral, simply pause and breathe. Say silently, "I am here now." That simple sentence is a lifeline. I am here now. In those words, there is no past, no future, only the safety of this breath, this moment. You might also notice what's around you, the light in the room, the feel of your clothing, the sounds in the distance. These are anchors. They bring the mind back from the loop into the now. The now is never too much. The now is always manageable. Thought loops overwhelm us because they stack thoughts from yesterday, today, and tomorrow. But in this breath, there is only one thing to do. Breathe again. Be here. That is enough. The body begins to relax when it realizes you're no longer fighting yourself. When you choose peace over panic, even for a second, your whole system softens. You return to the rhythm of your being, not the rhythm of your fear. And the more you practice this pause, the more natural it becomes. Like returning home after a long journey, you remember the way. You remember who you are. One of the most loving things you can do is create a space within your mind where you feel safe. This space is not made of bricks or walls. It's made of intention. When the world feels noisy and the thoughts feel loud, you can go to this place. You might close your eyes and imagine a garden, a gentle stream, or simply a quiet room filled with light. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to feel like a place where you are held. When you begin to visualize a safe space in your mind, the body responds. The nervous system calms. The breath deepens. You don't need to do this for long, just enough to remind yourself, I am not my thoughts. I am the one who nurtures my peace. This is your inner sanctuary, and you can return whenever you need. Soothing rituals can help the body and mind come into alignment. Soft music, a warm bath, lighting a candle, or wrapping yourself in a blanket. All these small acts speak volumes to your spirit. They say, you matter. You are loved. You are worthy of gentleness. And when we treat ourselves with tenderness, the inner world begins to heal. The loops lose their urgency. They are no longer louder than our peace. This is not about controlling the mind. It's about creating balance. It's about giving the nervous system a signal. It's safe to rest. It's safe to feel. It's safe to let go. When we combine inner safety with outer rituals, the result is a deep sense of calm, a knowing that no matter what the thought may be, you are the safe place it returns to. You are allowed to slow down. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to choose peace, even if the world tells you to keep going. Rest is not laziness. It is restoration. It is where clarity is born. In your quiet place, You will remember your truth. When the mind is ready, it begins to release what no longer serves. But sometimes we need to offer it something new, something true, something loving. That is where intention comes in. Once a loop is noticed and you've paused, breathed, and grounded yourself, you can ask, what thought would I like to think instead? This is not about forcing positivity. It's about planting a seed, a thought that feels kind, a thought that feels possible, a thought that feels like light. For example, I am learning to trust myself, or it is okay for me to rest. Choose something that feels like a quiet yes in your body, not too big, not too far away, just a gentle shift. You can repeat this new thought during the times when the loops used to visit. Morning, before bed, during quiet moments. Replace the old soundtrack with a new melody, one made of peace, one made of love. If the old thought returns, and it might, that's okay. You are not failing. You are practicing. Gently bring in the new one again. Over time, this becomes your new rhythm. Writing your new thoughts in a journal can help too. See them written with your own hand. It gives them weight. It gives them voice. You are not just thinking new thoughts. You are becoming someone new. Someone who chooses peace. Someone who chooses love. Someone who returns home to self. Let's say this together, gently. It is safe to let go. I release what no longer serves my peace. I choose thoughts that heal me. These words are your invitation to a new way of being. Repeat them when you need a reminder. Let them echo inside you until they become your truth. Letting go is not a one-time event. It's a practice. It's a daily returning to what matters. Peace, love, presence. Every time you choose peace over panic, love over fear, stillness over noise, you are reclaiming your power. You are showing the mind that you are no longer living in survival. You are choosing to thrive. Some days will feel easy. Others may feel heavy. That's okay. This is not about perfection. It's about kindness. Speak to yourself gently. It's okay to have a hard day. I still choose love. Even when the loops return, they do not define you. They are just echoes. And you have found your own voice now, a voice that heals. You are allowed to be human. You are allowed to feel. You are allowed to begin again, as many times as needed. Letting go is not forgetting. Letting go is remembering who you are beneath the thoughts, a being of light, a soul of love, a heart that is whole. There is no race, no finish line, only a gentle walk home to yourself, one breath at a time. And in this home, there is peace. In this home, there is space. In this home, you are always enough. My dear, you have come so far. Just by reading these words, just by opening your heart, you are already healing. There is nothing wrong with your mind. It has only been doing its best. But now, you are offering it something better. Love, understanding, stillness. From this day forward, may you speak to yourself with tenderness. May you pause when the thoughts begin to spin. May you breathe into your body and say, I am here. I am safe. I choose peace. You are not alone. Peace lives within you, always waiting to be remembered. So let's close with a final truth, softly whispered. Every breath I take returns me to love. I am safe. I am whole. I am free. Let that be your mantra. Let that be your truth. And may it carry you gently into every tomorrow.